straight along.
Is it that? Yeah. I just want to make sure I get one in the camera.
Yeah.
I've never had a whiteboard one to do that. Yes, they are. Comfort notes.
You don't get comfort notes. You think your pants are Oh, Ruth, here you go. You've got plenty of room, haven't you? It's on.
Thanks. That's great. That's me. It's my butt.
Yeah, well, it's not bad.
Oh, I just look terrible from the back. I was like, oh gosh. I don't think I'll. Very sweet. Oh gosh. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris, I think I remember you from last time, hey? So, yeah. Are you a counsellor, social worker, psychotherapist?
I work
Okay. Okay.
I started my master's in that too. I finished it like next month.
Which therapy? Right. Yeah, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Over in, that's a whole degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hate doing couples therapy.
Yeah.
So intense. I'm giving trauma any day. Like it's like, I'm like, no, but there's certain people who are cut out for it. Like the people who choose it, it's just so, like the same as people who say to me, how can you be a trauma therapist? Isn't it hard? And I'm like, it's the most beautiful thing ever. To see freedom. And I bet you're the same, right? You feel good about yeah. There's something for everyone.
I'm mostly here for time.
And then I've got the 20. When I've got my last 10 minutes, then I've got questions after that.
If you would like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And my experience because it's like small rooms, people kind of just like
yell them out.
Or no, like kind of okay with just asking Trace that and asking questions if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got
And
online as well.
I'll let you know if there's any online.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll just quickly go and do a toilet check.
Yeah.
There's a microphone in here. Yeah?
Yes.
I don't think you can really see that, can you? I went off. I really need a blue pen. Hello.
You can see the clear lines, but you can't really read what's there.
Well, that's okay. Hello. Hello. Yep, we're working.
Fortunately, this is what I can do because I really want to purchase it for my team last year in Bali. They're like the whole course about trauma that we,
put it on one page.
Sustainably, like we continuously learn.
Yeah.
You can put it in less than an hour in the language that they can understand.
That's my superpower. I get so frustrated with all the high academic language and making it, what is it? I'm a lecturer at uni, and even then, make it so people can understand. Sure, if you're writing a research paper, but,
No, they say that they can absolutely understand.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh, that's such lovely feedback. Well, I hope the same today for you, so.
I'm curious about the coffee that you
Yeah, what? No, it's in Cambodia, Phnom Penh. Yeah, that's right. You're with She Worker?
sorry?
She Worker?
No, me?
No.
I'm from Indonesia, but we have a shelter in Bangkok.
I
Face
do
house.
love face house.
Face house.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, that's even nicer because I had two lovely Filipino girls come up and say to me they were so sad they couldn't be here, but they had to do something there.
It's my team.
Yeah, your team.
But I said I'm going there.
Yes, they said that ED was coming here, and so I thought that was you, and they were really sweet too. Yeah.
Yeah, from the Philippines.
We have a aftercare program.
What is the She Works? Is that meaning she has a new job?
Works after women
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She
But some people, my friends are from the US.
Yeah, because we would say she works.
It's like hustling kind of place. Yeah, but I'm glad I could be here because we're
good.
trying to form an advisory council. I attend your session.
That's great. I felt really happy when they said, "Has everybody heard of the drama triangle?" And I was like, "Yes, they have."
Yeah, because of your
Very
session.
cool, right? Yeah, we have heard of it.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
Gonna learn some more about trauma.
Yep.
They only gave me one colour pen, so I don't know if you can see the red. I've got it all on slides, but I'm such a teacher. I like to do it step by step. You know how you see a whole slide and it's completed? It's like, boom, boom, baby, boom. It's much easier if I go step, step, step. I think we're expecting about 48 or 50 people, so I better wait. Everyone's having an afternoon nap, like kindergarten kids. Yeah. Okay. So don't go too forward. Here.
There's a time to probably if you swear.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? There's a time delay. Okay, well I'll wait for it to come up. Okay. Hi, who are you? That's my head counsellor. Probably. Hi, David. Okay. That's a fish thing happening. Oh, about 5 minutes of the other sessions, didn't they? To rustle in. James going, that's not valuing my time.
If you say on that song,
Okay. That's a good thing. Let's check on here. All the late ones will have to come and sit right down the front. I'll be like, no! Does anyone want to come forward? No, you know what it does. Don't even know why I'm asking. Really don't want to get off on the wrong foot. I won't bite. Come on down. Come on. I promise I won't pick on you. I will pick on the people at the back. No. What's the consensus with your team, Steph?
Having a great conference.
Oh, Al's actually meeting with coming back. But you have to talk about
Oh,
that.
that.
But yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's not way down. Hi, Corinne. I'm practicing saying your name. I've done it 3 times now.
Yeah.
It should be right.
Stick.
Yeah, you've got to say your name 3 times, don't you, to kind of make it stick. Although then if I don't see Corinne until we're out next year. Well, I might get started for all of you lovely people who've turned up right on time, hey? I'm going to stand here so that I'm on the camera for the online people. So, hello. Okay. So I think I know a lot of you, but I am Ruth Larwill, and I'm the founder of Bloom Asia, a vocational training and employment centre in Phnom Penh, where we've had hundreds of survivors of sex trafficking come through our program. So we have a very specialist cafe, like a cupcake emporium. You know how they say you eat with your eyes first. So our girls make the most incredible sugar work. So a lot of you would have probably heard of Bloom Asia, and my amazing staff is here with me today. I've got Satia down the back, who's our country director. And then there's Denite here. Denite, you give a little wave. She is our head counsellor, and behind her is Tita and Nari, who are also part of Bloom. You would have seen Nari up there the first time as her survivor leader. So that was really exciting. She's the most amazing sugar artist you have ever seen. Like, I'm talking 3 metre, 4 metre cakes, you know, for royalty in Phnom Penh. So if you want to see some of her work, you can check out her movie. She has written her own story and put it into a movie, and it's called Free to Be Me. And it's, if you go on the Bloom Asia website, you can watch it. So that's really fun. It's a story really full of hope about, you know, what can happen. So today we are going to look at trauma in a different way. I'll be very interested if anyone's actually looked at this subject before. Trauma through the lens of attachment theory. Does anybody, who's heard of attachment theory? Good, good, good. Have you ever done it like through a trauma lens before? So I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit interesting for us and very practical. We're going to end with a very practical exercise. So, most people will have seen Erikson's psychosocial stages of development. So just like there's physical stages of development, you know, from tummy time to sitting up to crawling to walking to standing, there's cognitive development, like learning to talk and then write essays, etc. Did you know there's also psychosocial development? Our brain develops in stages and it takes on a felt sense inside. So I want to put it, it's really important to understand this, because if we were looking at the physical stages of development in somebody, if they came to our program and they couldn't walk, and we said, let's start with a marathon or a triathlon, or they were still crawling, we couldn't ask them to start walking. And it's the same, a lot of the time, trauma work is done before some of the early stages of their psychosocial development has been completed. And this is important because I think you will have all heard the term arrested development. I think we saw that TV show, right? But you'll see here in the very, very first stage of infancy, in the first 2 years, in that stage, your brain has to develop trust. What do I mean by trust? It actually learns, it's an emotional learning without words. Who am I? Do I matter? Can I trust others to meet my needs? Now, it's like, imagine that a baby is born and they are born like a computer. They've got the hardware, but they have no apps downloaded. They have to download the sitting app, the eating app, the writing app, how to be human app. Okay, so the first stage in the download of this app is, how do I be human? Do I matter? Can I trust the world? Can I trust others? Now this app downloads in the first 2 months of life. It's completed by about 2 years and rock solid by 7 years. The only way it will change if there is therapeutic intervention. So understanding our clients when they come to us, what app did they download in How to Be Human, will help us address their needs in a more holistic way. Okay, so I'll unpack this a little. Now, it's really, really important because these apps are like glasses, like lenses that you look at the whole world through, that form the formation of every single neural network in your brain. So a little baby, and we're going to go into this, the first thing is when they're born, at night time, I'll just give a little example. They will feel hungry, so they've got no words or anything, and their bottom hurts, and they just cry out in the night. Does mum come? Or does their primary care taker come to them? If their mum comes, they learn, oh, I matter. And there's people out there who I can rely on. Woohoo! If mum comes some of the time, they have a different app that downloads. Okay, maybe I need to get louder to get mum to come. And we're going to unpack all of this. Others, their mum never comes. So because our population is quite vulnerable, most of the time we're going to see they have downloaded the app that says I don't matter. So if we're trying to fix a trauma episode and flashbacks and all of that sort of thing, but underneath is an app that says, without words, I don't matter, my needs don't matter, I'm not important, I'm bad luck, I'll never have a good husband, I'll never have a successful life, I'm a bad girl, I'm from the wrong side of the city, they don't even know they have it. It just exists in their brain to help them survive. So it really did help them survive when they were little. And we're going to talk about that, okay, in a bit more. So these apps that download, they're called attachment style, okay? Now, it is really important, but you don't know it's there. So remember our last session we did last year, we talked about the brain. Well, remember, who can remember in the amygdala, the emotional brain here, there are no words and no sense of time. So turn to your partner and say, did you know in the emotional brain, there are no words and there's no sense of time? Or you can ask yourself, what is there none of in your emotional brain? Turn to each other, I want this to get in. Okay. So it's just a way that you feel in your body, a knowing. We call this an emotional learning. It's just like a sense of being, okay, in your body. It's the same as you learn about gravity. Oh, if I don't put this pen on the table, it will drop to the floor. A whole bunch of different apps we download, and it's a really exciting thing because it helps us to live life. So I'm going to show you some of the apps that you've downloaded already, and you're not even aware that you've downloaded them, okay? You've downloaded these to help you. So I want to ask you, do you think square A and B is the same colour? Or different? Who wants to be brave? Are they the same or different? Exactly, because you're normal. Your brain's working really well. It has downloaded the apps of shadow, perspective, and pattern. If I was to actually get rid of those things that your brain is projecting, you will see that actually A and B is the same colour. So what I've done is, well, what I haven't, this is a world famous experiment. When you join squares A and B, our brain has said, when I see something casting a shadow, when I see a pattern, my brain will see that this is lighter and this is whatever. So your brain looks at that first image through the app of pattern, perspective, shadow. Has anyone had eye surgery and you lose one eye and it's really hard to get perspective? Yeah, right? So isn't that weird? I had to actually print this because I didn't believe it. And I had to actually move the B over. Oh, no, it's different. But that's how tricky it is. Here's another one, okay? Do you think those blocks are the same colour? So now put your finger up, hold your finger up and put it across the middle of the thing and see what it is. Isn't that amazing? So your brain says, if I see these shadows, etc., they are this colour. You have to actually understand that this shadow makes a different colour, okay? But actually it's not there. But if I said to you, well, who would bet $20 that those two blocks are, different colours, you'd be so sure. You'd be so sure. Nothing you can say will make me believe that those blocks are the same colour. Now that is the work that we're dealing with a lot of trauma survivors. They truly believe they don't matter, that they are ugly, or dumb or whatever it is, this felt sense, and they're saying, nothing you can say, Bong, will make me change my mind. Nothing. I know this for a fact. So sometimes the apps that we download to help us when we are children no longer serve us. Can anyone think of why would it help a child in an abusive home to think that they don't matter?
Reset their expectations.
Reset their expectations and not expect that somebody will come to it.
Exactly. It's rude, isn't it? Yes, I heard there were 3 of us at the conference. So I looked you up. Who is this other Ruth? Ruth got it right. A child, if they come to believe that they don't matter and that there's something wrong with them, that they're broken, it doesn't hurt excruciatingly every time that they're beaten, abused, or whatever happens. It's just, well, of course they're going to do that to me. I don't matter. I'm not important. My needs don't matter. Now, they don't have those words. They just feel like that inside. Now, if we're truly going to help survivors of trauma heal, this is the hardest wound to heal. Because it's got no words, and they believe it so strongly. And you can see here how our brain works. So, in the 1950s, they did an experiment called the Strange Situation Experiment. I teach this at uni actually too, and I spend hours, so I'm giving you a very, very short overview. It happened when John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth found that all of these British children had behaviour issues. They'd been removed from their mothers during the World War II because of the bombing in London, and they'd spent a year apart at very early stages in their life. So they conducted this experiment where they had the mum in the room with the child, and they brought the stranger into the room, then the mum left, and then the mum returned. The quick overview of this is that they found that every child acted in either one of 4 ways. 4 ways only to this scenario. Now, this experiment has been retested worldwide in every culture, thousands and thousands of times. Thousands. And it makes no difference to the culture. So we're going to actually see now that they came to understand that these 4 ways that children respond was the attachment style, the way that they thought of themselves and how they connect to the world and others, had 4 different ways of operating. So, I will tell you about those 4 different ways. See if you can guess yourself and hold on to your heart if you see yourself in any of these. And remember, my brain is neuroplastic. It can change. I can heal. So get a little distance. Your soul cannot be broken. Do you know that? I tell my Bloom girls this and they cry. You cannot be broken. Your soul cannot be broken. But we can see the parts of ourselves that have developed to not feel pain, and we can tend to those parts with love and care. So if anything comes up for you as we go through these attachment styles, just tend to that little girl or that little boy and just say, hey you, it's okay. I wasn't there for you when you were little, but I'm an adult now and I'm here with you and I'll never leave you alone and I've got your back. And that in itself is healing. Because that little one inside you, okay, which has stopped at the arrested developmental stage of stage 1, and this is something I didn't mention, if this stage is disrupted, you cannot move through to the other stages. Can you hear that? So when we've got young women with us and we're wanting to do this here, create an identity and everything, they can't do that. If they have, it's like asking them to run a marathon because they haven't yet learned who they are and how they interact with others, or that the way that they do is no longer really helpful, okay? So it's important, if this wound is not healed, you are in a forever uphill battle. Forever uphill. Wondering, but I've taught them communication skills, I've taught them budgeting, I've taught this. But their heart still says, I don't matter. I'm broken. No one could ever really love me. God couldn't love me. I'll never find my community where I belong. There are so many reasons why they can't move ahead, but don't worry, we're going to get to the part where they can heal, okay? Where we can heal. So these are the 4 attachment styles. I usually like writing it out step by step on the board because it's really hard when you just see a slide, boom, you know, with everything on it. I'll take it slow because Danny gave me a red pen and it's really hard to read. So I'll just take it slow, and if you can, write this down. Remember how our last sessions we learned how brain and trauma works in one page? This is your map to how attachment style works on one page, okay? So you draw your quadrant, and we're going to see at the top of the quadrant, we've got a positive model of others. And on the left-hand side, we've got a positive model of self, okay? So, those babies where the mother came and told the child, oh honey, did you think you were all alone? Were you scared that mummy wasn't gone? She's here, she's back, or whatever. And yes, in that voice we're going to hear, it's called a positive voice, and it's a natural thing to talk to babies like that. It vibrates little bones in their ears that calms their amygdala. How about that? If that happened for a baby, and for all of us mothers here who are going, oh my gosh, I didn't come every time the baby cried, what about control crying? Okay, it's okay. You only needed to have come about 60% of the time. We call this good enough mothering. Google it, it's actually evidence-based principle. In fact, it's important. If you come every time, the baby doesn't learn to self-soothe. They also need resilience, okay? So there's all the parents, helicopter parenting, where, you know, the child has never learned to soothe themselves. Anyway, so if the mum does come, most of the time, the little baby goes, oh, yes, every time I cry out, mummy comes. Mummy, she loves me, I'm important. She doesn't say that. That's just how her heart feels. That's an emotional learning inside her. There's no words for it. She's just content because she knows she's important. We call this secure attachment. And about half the population has this. The other half have insecure attachment. And it can be one of 3 different styles. So the next one that you're going to see over on the far right is called an anxious attachment style. And if we follow our grid, we'll see it has a positive model of others and a negative model of self. So these babies cried out in the night. Mum came sometimes, sometimes not, usually only when they really amplified their crying, their needs. So they got really distressed and they couldn't self-regulate themselves, they couldn't calm down. So, but then their mum comes because they've made such a fuss and she can calm them down. So they learn something is wrong with me, I'm broken, but if I really be anxious and make my needs cry out, someone will come and they can fix me. They can fix me. I can't self-regulate. I always need to rely on other people to regulate myself. We call this anxious attachment style. And this is in relationships where you might be very, very clingy, always wanting affirmations of love. Am I okay? Do you love me? Do you think I'm beautiful? They have what we call, the only way they have a sense of self is if other people tell them that. If someone doesn't tell them, they have no solid sense of self. They don't know who they are. They don't know how to fit into the world. They feel they're lost at sea, anxious, okay? I'm sure you can think of some girls or people in your program who might have that, who need you to constantly buoy them and boost them, right? You might feel it in yourself. Do I know who I am? Do I believe? I don't need someone to tell me who I am. I know I'm a good woman with a good heart. I stuff up, sure. But deep down, I know I'm a good woman. It's taken me a long time to get to that, by the way. That's why I know therapy works. Okay. So, I teach it to make it really easy, because when you walk out of here, right, your heads are about to explode, right? It's like, how much information? So, in this first one here with the secure attachment, you are going to say, in this one, I'm okay. Yeah, baby, I'm okay. I'm trying to do this to help you remember. Okay? And the world is okay. Oh, you're not even going to be able to read this, are you? It's so light. I'm okay. You're okay. I feel good about myself, and I can trust everyone out there is going to be good to me. There might be a couple of weird people, but I can rely that most people would like me. I'm okay, you're okay. The anxious one, does anyone want to take a guess what that would be? Since they don't think well of themselves, but they know that other people can make them feel good. I can see some eyes. What do you think it will be?
I'm not okay, you're okay.
Yes, what a smart group I've got. I'm not okay, but you're okay. Now, onto the avoidance. Now, this is a generalization, but often girls go to anxious and boys go to this next one, avoidant. It's an overgeneralization. All your tough cookie girls go to this as well, okay? So, avoidant. This is the baby who cries out and their mum never comes. Be a drug addict mum, whatever. A mum who's just sick with cancer, who has 8 siblings to care for in a family. So it doesn't even have to be mean or malicious. It's just they learn to self-soothe. I can't trust anybody. I can only rely on myself. I'm the only one I can depend on. If it's to be, it's up to me. And I don't trust anybody out there in the whole world. In fact, I'm a commitment foe. I will use girls, throw them away because I can't trust them. They'll do damage to me. Okay? I have to keep everyone at arm's length. So what do you reckon this one's going to be? I'm okay. Yes, you've got this. And?
I think so.
Exactly.
You're not.
You're not okay. So can anyone see already how helpful this will be with your clients? Because you're going to see this now come out. The girl who doesn't believe in herself, the tough cookie girl is going, yeah, prove to me what you got. What are you going to do? I don't trust you. Or maybe they're less dramatic than me because, you know. But we see this, right? And now we're going to go, ooh, I can see what's happened here. I'm not okay. They don't believe in themselves, and the way that we're going to manage their program, their healing, will look very different. We don't need to buoy up the self in an avoidant attachment style. We need to build trust, consistency, and warmth so that they can believe that there are safe people out there that they can depend on. Now, the next quadrant you'll see, I call it disorganised. A lot of the literature calls it fearful. So in this situation, the mum not only didn't come at all, she was a source of fear to the child, a source of terror often. So they don't have any self-worth, and they also have no belief that the world is safe. So I call it disorganised, or you can see why they also call it fearful, right? I like disorganised because basically, depending on the context, they flip between anxious and avoidant. So depending what happens. So if a counsellor reminds them of a grandma, has the same eyes, same soft smile, they might actually go to anxious, okay? If it's a really tough counsellor, social worker with a stern face, they will then go to avoidant, they'll shut down, okay? So they're flipping back and forward, but you can see it happen. How wonderful that you don't have to take this personally. This is automatic, autonomic. So remember our brain lesson from last time? They see data through their 5 senses. It comes into their emotional brain, and their emotional brain quickly sorts through, have I ever seen these eyes before? This slight roll, the slight whatever. Is this dangerous? And then it goes straight to the survival brain and to the 8Fs, if those that we learned: fight, flight, freeze, fawn, flock, feed. Okay, so what do you think this one's going to be then? Wow, yes. I'm not okay, you're not okay. I would love eventually to do research on what is the breakdown of the attachment style of the clients that we work with. They come from a very vulnerable population. This is the hardest style to work with, this disorganised. But knowing this and knowing then how you're going to work with it, it gives you such hope. Because one of the biggest things is our burnout in our counselling staff, that a girl is too difficult. So I keep saying girl because I work with girls, I'm really sorry. That the client that they work with is too difficult. Lies, does this, does that, you know, and they just don't want to deal with them. There's so much trouble, or they're so needy. And it also helps. They often teach us in education that good girl in class, that everyone says, oh, she's such a good little girl. She actually has anxious attachment, and she's just learned to fawn and be really people-pleasing because that keeps her safe. So we can understand that good girl that we say, oh, you're so good, that's actually a trauma response. When a girl can get angry with us and feel safe, that's a good thing because she trusts us that we're going to still be there for her. She doesn't need to make herself small or less than or people please us. So there are attachment surveys online that are free, but honestly, I find that it's fairly easy by asking a few questions. Do you like yourself? What do you like about yourself? And even if they kind of do, they will kind of go, do you like yourself when you were 5? Yeah. What about 13? I hate her. Or whatever. So you can get some really interesting answers that come out of this, being able to ask these questions. Do they like themselves? Do they like others? How do you feel about others? Do you trust people? Tell me about someone you trust. I don't trust anyone. So you can quite quickly, but of course, we don't want to assume, but we're only using this as a tool, okay, to help us. So you might experiment, okay, and think, oh, they're avoidant for sure, but actually find they're disorganised. That's often more what happens. Okay, I would say a lot of our clients are disorganized. And I'm not sure about in other countries, but in Cambodia, we don't have a lot of psychiatrists who are doing personality or issue diagnosing, I should say. So, but for me, it doesn't matter. I don't like labeling. This is not a personality disorder. This is just how they think about themselves and how they think about the world. And it is neuroplastic and it can be updated because they were not created like this. Okay? So, there are 5 things that a child needs for secure attachment. And I do a little thing when I teach. Can everyone see that it's SSSEA? So I know it's very English, but I say it's like you're floating in the sea. Okay, so just because you're trying to remember, you're with a girl now and you're going, okay, what are her 5 attachment needs when I'm doing this attachment healing work? Okay, so I can actually spend, as tonight would know, like nearly an hour on each of these, but we don't have that time today. So this is evidence-based, cross-cultural, and if you really want to see the impact, there has been so many studies on the children from the Romanian orphanages. So if you Google Romanian orphanage studies, there is so much literature to show that it doesn't even matter if they have their feeding, food, shelter. If they do not have these things here, not only does their brain not develop, they will die around about between 7 and 9 years of age. Die. That's pretty serious, right? Okay, so we're looking at safety. And often it's not even physical safety, it's emotional safety. Do they feel they can be themselves, or are they walking around on eggshells? Do you have that saying in, is that an English thing? Walking on eggshells, like you don't want to crunch, make the noise. Anyway, sorry. You're scared to make a move because it could be the wrong move and something's wrong with you. Okay. Support and encouragement. So actually telling a child what they're good at. Now, this is the really beautiful line. A child actually doesn't understand who they are. They learn who they are because they see it reflected back in the eyes of their caregivers. You hear that? They learn who they are. I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm an artist, I'm a good runner, I'm trouble, I'm loud, I should talk less, cry less. They learn who they are, reflected back to them from the eyes of their caregiver. Okay, remember the brain's neuroplastic. Our roll's coming up very, very soon, guys. Okay, soothing. A child cannot regulate their nervous system when they are born. They have no capacity to calm themselves. They need an adult, and we're going to learn a little bit more about this, to soothe their nervous system. And then they learn over time that they can soothe themselves. Expressed light. Isn't this a weird one? Does anyone want to hazard a guess what expressed? It sounds like a chocolate bar. What do you reckon expressed delight means? Are you brave enough? No, I'm so scary.
Our mummy babble. Our, oh, you're so cute, and you're amazing, and you're like, I love looking at your eyes.
Yes. I love Corinne's answer. For those online, she said the mummy babble. And I really love, because I was waiting for Corinne, it's not about anything that the child does. It's just because they exist and they belong to that person. So it's not you did that really well, that's under encouragement and support, okay? My eyes just light up because you're mine. You walk into the room and it's a joy. You complete me. Yeah. It's just a kid needs that. When they don't get that, there are huge emotional learnings. I don't matter, my needs don't matter, I'm not important, there's something wrong with me, stay small, stay out of the road, whatever they learn with no words, but it's how they actually move forward in life. The last one is attunement. Attunement means it is a parent's job to organise the inner world of a child. It's chaos. They don't know what's happening. What is these feelings? And a child and a mum goes, it's okay, sweetie. It's okay, mummy's here. You're not alone. You're not alone. It's okay. And you give them the words for what they're feeling. Were you scared? Was that scary? Now, has anyone seen a child trip over and they don't even know should they cry or not? So they look to the mum. And mum goes, you're okay, you're okay. And they get up and they run away. But if the mum's a really anxious mum, oh, the child then starts crying, right? They don't even know how to respond unless the primary caregiver tells them. Okay? So one of the things, and this is the best part in this room for all of us working with survivors, is we get to help them organise their inner world and make sense of the chaos that's happening inside. We get to reflect back, yeah, that must have been really hard. Was that confusing? Were you really disappointed? We give them the language so that everything is not this chaos, this whirlwind. Yeah. Oh, and is that normal? Yes, it would be normal to feel that way. So we normalise and validate. So attunement, because it's a pretty big English word, right? It's kind of like a tune. Do you know this, like a piano plays a tune, or I sing a tune? Yeah, so it means that the primary caregiver, because it can be the dad, it can be a grandmother, it could be a teacher, foster carer, are they singing the same song as the child? Or are they singing a completely different song? The child comes home really quiet and they just ignore the child. They're singing a really different song. The child is wanting to be seen. It wants to sing. I got really hurt today at school and I was so lonely. But they have to go. There's no reflection, no one helping them organise all of that. A child does not develop trauma or PTSD, even a soldier, if they're supported and attuned to. It is being left alone and feeling overwhelmed with that feeling that causes PTSD or trauma. So remember the definition of trauma from our last session? Overwhelmed and powerless. We're keeping it simple, okay? So when we give language to what we're feeling, we have power. Yes, I did feel really let down. And when we say that, because is there words in the amygdala? Is there words in the emotional brain? No. So when we give it words, what do? We pull it out of the emotional brain, up into our prefrontal cortex. Who am I and how do I fit into the world? I know, and yes, I was let down. And those kids at school were not very nice. And that's power. You're no longer powerless. So we're going to look at these 5 things in a little more detail. How do we heal these wounds? So in the literature, they have found there is earned secure attachment. Every single person has the capacity to heal their neural pathways and become securely attached. I'm okay and you're okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm different and I'm okay. I'm not perfect. I'm okay. I'm a good woman with a good heart. And I choose to trust you unless you let me down. I will have smart trust, but I'm going to assume the best in you because that's a good way to live life. So you can earn this. How do we do that? We can give our clients a corrective emotional experience. Your brain cannot hold 2 truths. So it has to pick one. I could do a whole session on memory reconsolidation and how that works, but I'll just tell you the top note, okay? If you feel I don't matter, I'm not important, and your social worker is consistently showing you that you matter, that you are important, that your needs are important, attunes to you and helps you understand what's going on inside of you. This is a corrective emotional experience. The brain goes, oh, I do matter. So sometimes we can accidentally do this with our clients. Just kind of turns out that way because we're good people and we show agape love. But just knowing this now, how much more intentional can each interaction be, right? So we call it the CEE in the psychotherapy field. We can offer our clients this experience so they can learn to trust themselves and others again. How exciting! We can heal this wound. So all of us have heard this statement, and I love it and say it all the time. We're made for connection. We are made for connection. I believe God made me just for connection, not to do anything, but just to connect, and He's made us to all connect with each other. You can have your different beliefs there. But we humans need connection, as we've seen. They will die without connection. We have to have it. So I don't know if you've ever thought about the neuroscience of connection. Is this just fluffy stuff? Like just the touchy-feely people need connection, but the tough people don't? No, everyone does. Everyone needs connection. So, what is the neuroscience of connection? This will help you understand. There's two things. Before I say this, I'm going to pick Steph. Steph, who you are is all of your memories today. If you lost your memories, you hit your head in that slippery bathtub. Has anyone else found the bathtub really? Anyway. And you had no memories, would you still be Steph? Well, you kind of are, but you'd be different, right? Our personality, who we are, is all of our memories to this moment. That's what makes us us, our memories. Okay? So, every single new emotional experience actually changes the structure of neural pathways in your brain. Every experience. So you know what? Your brain is going to look different from this moment together today than when you walked in. Ha ha! I like that I can actually change people's brains. Wait till we do the last exercise. From the time we're born until the time we die, our brains are changing based on the experiences we have. So we want to be making sure that we're giving corrective emotional experiences to our clients. If they're getting more of the same, oh yeah, they don't really care about me, they think I'm trouble, I need to make myself small, and then I get crumbs of connection from the leaders for being a good girl. We're just keeping their current insecure attachment styles alive. Okay. The brain continually changes in relation to another brain. Every interaction that you have with someone, your brain changes. Now, I'm going to actually do an experiment with somebody. And maybe who wants to be my guinea pig? I'm looking at you. Do you want to do this? I don't want to force anyone. How about you? Will you do it? Okay. What's your name? Tasha? Tasha. So I'm looking at Tasha now. And there is energy that is passing between Tasha and I. Based on, we're going to learn my eyes and a whole bunch of things. So I'm going to look at Tasha in a way, and I'm going to see how she feels. How are you feeling, Tasha? Awkward? Yeah. Well, often we are. We're looking at our girls when they come to tell us they've run out of money and for their rent again, right? We're not mad. We're not mean. Okay, Tash, you ready for a different energy? Oh, you don't need this. How did that feel?
That feels different. The first one, your eyes kind of sad. The second one, you smile a lot. Your eyes.
My eyes smile.
Smile a lot. Yeah. So 10.
You felt different in your body? Even like
Yeah.
different? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here Tasha felt awkward. Well, I didn't get mad at her even, I just wasn't present. I was, okay? So there has been so much research by Alan Shaw, it's quite famous now, and we call this right brain to right brain energy that transfers between two people that changes the shape of their brain and produces a corrective emotional experience. Our face matters, okay? Our energy matters when we're with people. I'm going to show a couple of videos now just to show how important this is when we're with our girls. This is not optional to stand there and listen to them. Okay? It's harmful. So this is just to show there's 5 things that actually need to happen. Eye-to-eye contact. And often if I have a longer time, I will do the difference of what it's like to talk to somebody and not look at them. Our facial expression, the tone of our voice, which I mentioned, it's got to be that positive voice, the gentle voice, okay? It's got a name, positive, I love that name. Closest proximity. If I'd done that exercise from back here, Tasha would have felt quite different. We need proximity. That's part of connection, the neuroscience of connection. And our body language, right? So I could have done that exercise with Tasha and been really, I wouldn't matter what my face was doing, okay? So these 5 things are what we, and remember from our last session in Iraq, our brain every four times a second is asking 2 questions. Can anyone remember this from last year? Ah! Oh, yes, Ruth.
Am I safe?
Yes.
That's all I remember.
Am I safe? And do I have a choice? Yes. So 4 times a second, your brain is scanning around here. So that's why I wanted to give people choice even in asking if they wanted to do something. I wanted somebody who'd go, yeah, bring it on. Okay, so this is the neuroscience of how your brain interacts with another brain. So they put a baby and a mum in an MRI machine, and the way the mum is in their brain lights up in the baby's brain. Now, they first found this through a chimp who's, they noticed they had these little electrodes on their head, and the chimp's brain was lighting up as if it was eating, and it was just looking at another chimp eating a banana. And so then they started experimenting. When we look at somebody, this is the neuroscience of empathy. People feel that we care. They feel it, and I'll prove it. So this is a quick little video, it's only a couple of minutes, but I want to show you, especially for people who think energy is woo-woo. It is not, it's a thing. Like, you know, if your husband comes in and he doesn't say anything if he hasn't had a good day, right? We have energy that exudes from little tiny micro behaviors in our body. But we're going to do a little bit more as we move into the healing. So this is a little video with Cesar Millan. Who knows Cesar Millan? He's like a dog whisperer. So he goes around the world helping people with misbehaving dogs calm them down. And he shows them that they have got to be calm for their dog, okay? So you can watch.
At my live event in downtown San Diego, I have my hands full with Romy, who's attacking everybody.
So he's nervous.
Oh no. This is not nervous. Grab him, pass it to me.
Pass him to you?
Yeah.
He bites everyone, this dog.
Yeah. That's it. Hang on, right here, right there. My baby, no problem.
That's perfectly the reason why my dad will use this. And had no intentions of touching that dog.
With her, by her feeling so emotional, it makes them feel protected. What I'm doing is I'm just staying calm. Come here.
Yeah. Here, right there. How you doing? Right? So, the problem here is not the dog, it's the energy who's holding that tells him, I need to protect because my human is tense, or is nervous, or is anxious. What do you do for a living?
Think about this as therapists.
Executive assistant. Can you take like the executive position here? Yeah. So executive assistant means you're following, but if you're an executive, that means you lead.
I'm the CEO.
There you go. That's right. All right. And executive.
Yes.
Hi, Todd. How are you? Good to see you too.
Proud.
It's
You're
better.
not, but I still growl.
Well, you're learning it. I am. You still did it, but you're still nervous. What are you going to do? So we already know the dog can do it. Now, you have a past experience. So, right? So you need to live in the moment and forget about the past. One more time. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe. Yeah.
Hey, Todd. Good.
First time that the dog never barked. So most of the time dogs' behavior is to do with their human. They're either protecting us or mimicking some kind of energy. So as counselors, therapists, social workers, we have to turn up in grounded, centered, calm energy. So that could be a whole session on itself. How to do that. We did it a little bit last time. Remember we did that thing of feeling like when we're anxious, all our energy is in the top half of our body. We're like a soldier. Attention, I'm ready for action. Whereas grounded energy, distance between your ear and your shoulders, all your energy is in the lower half of your body. That's what the word grounded means. I'm grounded and rooted, okay, into the floor, into the ground. So I want to also just show you a little video where how important, especially in this day and age of phones and parents and social workers and friends all being on their phones, how important our facial expressions are. A lot of you will have seen this, it's quite a famous.
Young are extremely responsive to the emotions and reactivity and the social interaction that they get from the world around them. This is something that we started studying 34 years ago, when people didn't think that infants could engage in social interaction. In the still face experiment, what the mother did was she sits down and she's playing with her baby who's about a year of age.
I'm like a girl. Oh.
And she gives a greeting to the baby gives a greeting back to her.
Yeah.
This baby starts pointing at different places in the world, and the mother's trying to engage her and play with her. They're working to coordinate their emotions and their intentions when they want to do it in the world. And that's really what the baby is used to. And then we ask the mother to not respond to the baby. The baby very quickly picks up on this. And then she uses all of her abilities to try and get the mother back. She smiles at the mother. She points because she's used to the mother looking where she points. The baby puts both hands up in front of her and says, "What's happening here?" She makes that screechy sound at the mother, like, "Come on, why aren't we doing this?" Even in this 2 minutes, when they don't get the normal reaction, they react with negative emotions, they turn away, they feel the stress of it, they lose control of their posture because of the stress that they're experiencing.
What do you think will have happened to those children who that happened for in their childhood? Who will they be today? Do you think they're still calling out saying, "See me, know me"? Depending whether they have anxious attachment, maybe they are. "Someone, or maybe they've given up. This is part, we are going to give a corrective emotional experience. We are going to see and attune and mirror back and reflect and help each of our clients understand who they are. Go right back to the beginning. Who am I? Do I matter? Am I important? Are my needs important? Yes, they are. And their brain literally changes in that moment. It updates. It heals. From our facial expression, from connecting with our clients, from attuning to them and helping them organize their inner world. So I would imagine most of us all have an emotion wheel in your own language. We have one in Kabye. If you ever need one, you can contact our organization. Sometimes you have to start right back at the beginning for a client. Teach them what the 7 core emotions are. Did you know that there are 7 types of ways you can feel scared? Actually, a lot of the time, don't you think people laugh at us? Go, how do you feel as a therapist? You know, what a stupid question is. No. You are helping organize the inner chaos where there are no words, just this heavy weight on their soul. You're giving it meaning. You're allowing them to sort through it, make sense of it, and have a different meaning as it's filed up here in who am I and how do I fit into this world. And if we're not doing this kind of work, it won't matter if they learn to budget, if they learn soft skills. I could do a whole session on that, just on emotions. But I want to give you guys an experience now of what it's like to experience internal safety. To go from feeling distressed to calm in a group exercise. Woo! Okay? So I want you to come up with something that's distressing you, that's not too high, and I'm going to ask you to think of something that's on around about a 4, just between tolerable and distressing. Okay? So don't pick something that's currently ongoing. A lot of people might be thinking about stuff that's happening politically or whatever. Just the same as you can't work with a woman in domestic violence if she's still in the violence, it's hard to let your amygdala know you're safe if you're not safe. Okay, so pick something, maybe an annoying person who said something really that you couldn't make sense of. Okay, someone who really stresses you out, a mother-in-law or a co-worker who, you know, just something that's a little distressing. I'm going to give you a minute or two. Before I, no, I'm just going to give you. Who annoys you? Something frustrating. Could be overwhelming, like just not being able to sleep at night. You don't have to get into it. I'll get you into it in a minute. Just something that you previously known that you felt really dysregulated, but we're not going into trauma here, right? Okay, I can't hold space for you all, but we do this exercise with trauma. Okay, I'm going to hopefully most of you have it, and if not, you'll come up with it by the end of this. So, cutting edge neuroscience at the moment, for those who are really keen, they should Google havening. Haven, for those, this is a very unusual English word, means a place of safety. We can make our bodies a place of safety. Because remember, our brain is an embodied brain. That there is a nerve that goes straight from the amygdala right down to our body, through the vagus nerve and into every part of our body. Okay, so we are an embodied brain. When we feel frustrated or annoyed, it's our body that's feeling it. Okay, so there are 3 places on your body that you can apply touch to that will change your stress brain waves from GABA, sorry, I was looking at my sign, from gamma brain waves to the calm delta brainwaves. So when we're stressed, distressed, we've got these really fast brainwaves that are going through our bodies. But there are 3 places which we can apply touch to that changes that to slow delta brainwaves. It also causes us to dissolve adrenaline and cortisol and make GABA. GABA is the sleeping or relaxing chemical. It also makes serotonin, the happy chemical, and oxytocin, the cuddle or connection chemical. So I'm about to teach you something that you can do yourself that is not re-traumatizing with anything at all that's distressing, and you can turn completely in that moment to no longer feeling stressed. Now, these 3 places, and you can experiment with yourself, okay? The first one is the face. Often if I'm doing this slow and I'm just teaching havening, I will say, what part of the body does a baby love when to fall asleep, right? It's always that beautiful. So you can make a heart shape on your face. Just gentle and tenderly. So you're making a little love heart and saying, oh. This causes 90 times the amount of delta waves that would flow through you. It's the most potent. But a lot of survivors don't like touching their face. The next one is from your shoulder downwards to your elbow. That's it. So not up and down, that doesn't work. It's got to be shoulder down and tenderly. Oh, beautiful thing, you. Just tenderly. Just feel. I still find some survivors don't even like touching any part of their bodies. They hate themselves so much. So you might need to work with their hands. So you can imagine, it's hard to do with a mic, so I'm just going to show you. It's like washing your hands. Now you could imagine there's a marble between your palms and you're swirling the marble around. This is the one you can do in public. You can be on a plane doing this and nobody knows, talking to somebody who's really annoying. And you do this, you're making delta waves and GABA chemicals. How cool is this? Is just, I find the body so amazing. So Google havening and the research, it's just amazing that they've, measured what happens when you do this. So I am going to do now, based on memory reconsolidation, I'm going to activate this distressing memory. Now what has to happen is I need to distract you at the same time you're getting these delta waves. So I'm going to ask you to do some things just out loud and as a group. Okay, they're fun. So I will tell you when to start the havening, but I want you to start thinking about your distressing moment or frustrating moment or annoying moment. And close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If you don't, just look at the spot on the table. It doesn't matter. And I just want you to really see what it feels in your body. How does this person make you feel? And how do you know that you're frustrated? How do you know that you're annoyed? Where do you feel it? In your throat, in your chest, in your gut? Fists feel tight. What emotions are coming up as you are in this situation? Angry, sad, disappointed, let down, humiliated, disrespected. Just see if you can name your emotion. Just notice a thought that's coming into your mind now about this situation. Oh, this is so whatever it is, just a thought. Just a one-liner, a thought. And I want you just to note on that scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being completely calm and happy, 5 being really intense, and 10 being utterly unbearable, what would you rate your distress right now? Hopefully you're all around more 3 or 4. Okay, so you can keep your eyes closed if you want, and I want you to start the havening process. Those of you who are hardcore can do the face. Those of you who are just a bit thinking, who is this dodgy person making me do this? You just do your shoulders, and I want all your hands, whatever you feel comfortable. And I want you to put that memory into a container. Clear your mind. And now I'd like you to recite A to Z. So let's do it together. Out loud. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And now we're going to hum it. Okay, now rub a lip in. Good job, everybody. Now we're going to count in your own language from 0 to 100 in 5s. So let's go. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And back the other way. Can we do it? Can I do it? Okay, 100. 95, 65, 50, 5, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0. What a group. Okay, now we're going to do the days of the week starting on Sunday forward. Okay? Sunday, you can do your own language. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and backwards. Okay? Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Beautiful! And now this is a really fun one to do. We're going to go A to Z, and you're going to say a name of a person. It could be boy or girl. You don't have to name them. So A could be for Alan, Amy, Archie, whatever you like, okay? So you just call out a name in whatever you want to do. I'll give you a little bit. It's really fun, okay? So A, what's the name starting with A? Okay, B. Has everyone got their own name? You don't have to have Barbara, Bob, Bill. Okay, C. D. Yeah, that's a good one. E. Everyone got one? F. G. H. I.
Ian.
Yeah, that's a good one. J.
John.
Okay, K. L.
Lucy.
M.
Michelle.
N.
Nancy.
O. P.
Pia.
Yeah, Q. Oh, that's a hard one. For the Chinese, it'll be easy. Q, I think there is one I have for the client. R. Yeah. S. T. I'm going to finish it there. We're going to sing. Is it anybody's birthday this week? Yay! There you go. What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Stephanie. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Stephanie. Okay, all together now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephanie. Happy birthday to you. And was everyone still havening while we were doing that? I got down, so with doing exercises. So the whole way through, we're supposed to be continuing to do this. But can you have a look at the suds now? And I want you to think of that moment that was distressing, annoying. Try and think about how your body felt. Go back inside. Probably should do this over a much longer time. The emotion that you previously felt. The thought that you previously thought. And just see, how much distress do you feel now? On a 0 to 10, what would you rate it? If you didn't haven, it will be interesting whether the distraction was enough. We'll see. Did anyone have SUDS that didn't go down? SUDS is subjective units of distress, fancy name. Did everyone's SUDS kind of go down? They felt less activated? Some didn't. I'm not seeing, no? Not really? Okay, we should probably do it over a longer time with the havening, but it's a really beautiful, I don't know if you noticed, when we distract the emotional brain with letters, numbers, or laughing, it tells the amygdala that you are safe. So combined with havening, you are sending signals to the amygdala, you are safe. Now, if you're doing this, obviously you can do this for something that's very light by yourself. You would want to try, have a little more training if you're doing something bigger. But actually, it works. There are some amazing YouTube clips that you can do too online that can bring down any distressing feeling by using havening and distraction. I've put that in here today because I really just wanted to end with a way that we can as counsellors feel safe in our own bodies. That's a really fun way. It's not too hard. You can do it in just a few minutes. And you can do this with clients. So we've done this even in group exercises with the girls at Bloom. And maybe I'll come back and do some more another time with different ways that you can use havening to feel really centered and back in your body. So my time's up. And we have some questions. But I feel like I just need to bookend all of this. We have each one of us has an attachment style, and we can help ourselves and others have a secure attachment style through corrective emotional experiences based on neuroscience and corrective emotional experiences. So, well, I'll do one from the audience and then one online.
Yeah, our time is up, but
oh, you mean even Q&A time?
It is up.
Oh, wow. Oops. I'll still take one anyway. If anyone else wants to go, please go. Hello. Did you want to ask a question? Well, you're welcome to ask a question. Oh, I thought you had your hand on. Okay.
What is the difference between havening and like vagus nerve tapping? Like vagus nerve tapping, like you tap.
Oh, it's really similar. It's just easier, and you don't have to do. The question was, what is the difference between havening and tapping? So it's like the same as EMDR, tapping. There's a whole bunch of somatic experiences. Tapping is just a little more intensive because I've got to actually have the affirmations to go along with it. And sometimes when you're really dysregulated, you haven't got the words, so you just want to distract yourself and move your arms, and it's actually easier. But if you can tap, go for it. But yes, I love that people are really starting to see now that somatic ways of correcting our brains are really helpful. Yes, come and see me if anyone else has any questions, and thanks everyone.